So, coming up today, what if your child just plays all day? Legos, trampolines, video games, and you start to wonder if you're doing enough. We're going to talk about what's really happening here and how to find your calm and your confidence again. I'm Sue Patterson, and this is the Unschooling Mom to Mom podcast. I'm here bringing weekly unschooling pep talks so you can see how unschooling works. My own grown unschoolers are all in their 30s now, and I've circled back to offer a little reassurance. They got into colleges, own homes and businesses, have families, all the things we worried about, right? Unschooling didn't close doors. In fact, it opened some. People helped me figure out how to do this, and now I want to do that for you. So whether you're listening on a podcast platform or watching the video version at YouTube, I am glad you're here. Take a second and click subscribe. Give it a few stars, like or comment, all those things that help people find us. It helps more than you probably realize. And just a quick heads up, my Black Friday sale has officially started. You can get anywhere from 20 to 70% off guides, courses, and membership over at the unschoolingmomtomom.com/Black-Friday. I'll put the link in the show notes. So today, I want to share a part of an email that I received that really captures what so many parents feel when they first start unschooling. This mom wrote, after pulling her third grader out of private school, she said that homeschooling just wasn't working the way she'd hoped. And then she stumbled onto one of my YouTube videos and started wondering about unschooling. Her story will sound familiar to a lot of you. She said, so far, most of this concept makes total sense. But what if all my kid wants to do is play Legos and jump on the trampoline all day? So let's talk about that. So the question really does make sense, doesn't it? Her story is like thousands of others. We all start out thinking learning should look a certain way, and then life or our kids show us that something's going to have to change. So what about the kid who just plays? So here's what I told her, and what I want you to know too. It doesn't really stay that way forever. They may do it a lot at first, but as they come to the idea of having a say over their lives, they won't keep clinging to it so tightly. It's kind of like a rubber band effect. After being controlled for so long, school schedules, rules, expectations, they finally get some freedom and they stretch it all the way out. And then over time, the tension eases. They loosen their grip. They open up to new ideas again. So if your child seems to just want to play Legos or jump on the trampoline, take a deep breath. This is part of deschooling. It's healing, it's decompressing, and it's rebalancing. The next thing she asked was, do I just wait until the Lego and trampoline period is over? And this is really where unschooling gets misunderstood. It's not about sitting back and waiting. It's not hands off. It's about partnership. It's watching and noticing, seeing what they're drawn to, enjoying that they're enjoying it. And if you could see a bridge to something you know about that they might like, it's kind of adjacent to what they're enjoying now. You mention it, and bridges start getting built. We have stories in our heads about what we think is best. Unschooling asks us to slow down, collect some data through observation, and then make little suggestions that are close to what already lights them up. Not close to that story in your head about curriculum or what you think everybody his age should be learning. So if they're deep into Lego, maybe it's, hey, want to see how this bridge really works? Or pulling up an architecture video or talking about the tallest building in your city. If it's trampolines, maybe it's movement or rhythm or physics or even music, whatever's nearby. What if you turned on some music while they jumped on the trampoline? How do you demonstrate that you enjoy what they're doing? And that you're not just trying to pry them away from it. So it's not orchestrating, it's joining. Sometimes it's just a wink or refilling their water or baking a favorite snack while they play. You don't have to play Legos to be engaged. You just have to show up in ways that tell them, I see you and I value what matters to you. Let me take a quick pause here for a little reminder, since we're talking about confidence and connection. My Creating Confidence membership is open all the time. And I've opened the Black Friday sale early with 20% off the monthly plan and 56% off the annual plan. That's a lot. Inside, we talk about questions just like this every single week. What to do when things look off, how to trust learning again, how to make unschooling feel calm and doable. You don't have to figure this out alone. So if you've been thinking about joining, really now is the best time to do it. So I'll put the link in the notes and you can find it over at the website. All right. Sometimes when you're reading someone's email or you're talking to somebody, they keep talking and you get to the heart of the problem. And I think you'll be able to relate to this. She said, I'm afraid my strong-willed boy will just keep doing what he wants, that he'll grow up lazy and unmotivated. I see so many young men like that, and I don't want that for him. And she's not wrong to care about that. But when you look closely, you can see how fear starts layering story on top of story. We imagine this whole domino effect. A Lego playing 8-year-old turns into a lost adult, and suddenly we're spiraling. So I told her, let's come from a different assumption. What if he becomes someone who really knows himself and doesn't have to constantly be told what to do? What if that self-knowledge builds confidence? The kind that lets him pursue what matters to him. And what if he learns cooperation because his childhood was filled with listening and partnering, not control and domination? So that's what we're building here, not disobedience or indulgence, but internal strength. So sometimes parents say, but don't kids need to be challenged from the outside? Of course. But those challenges come naturally. We don't have to make them happen. We don't have to create artificial challenges for them. They're going to have challenges through friendships and projects and obstacles and life itself. You won't deprive your child by giving them space. You're simply changing the kind of challenges they face from forcing them into compliance to curiosity. That's where the real learning happens. So instead of rushing to fix the Lego or trampoline phase, use it as data. Notice what draws them in. That's where their motivation lives. So if you're in a stage 2 where your child just seems to play, don't panic. It's not a problem to solve. It's an invitation to observe and connect and rebuild trust. Your role is shifting from teacher to partner. You'll see learning bloom again in its own time. And if you need help figuring out what that's actually going to look like on a day-to-day basis, check out my Unschooling 101 course. It'll walk you through the steps to make the transition feel doable and calm. The courses are all half off for Black Friday, too. And you can always join me inside the Creating Confidence membership group where we can talk about this stuff in real time every week. You've got this. Enjoy the adventure and go fill that Lego bin.